our little excursion. We're going to check out some modular homes. If you don't know, we live in a modular home, not a manufactured. Manufactured is a trailer house. Modular is a stick-built house built on wheels like that, and then it's delivered and they set it on your foundation. So that's what we're here to do.
I'll show you an electric.
Okay, master bath. Look at this. What in the world? Double sinks, potty room, and then this walk-in closet. I'm in love already. This is a master bedroom, and I would say it's probably about the same size as what we have.
But it really comes down to style.
This kitchen is,
So did you get much
this
honey
is
in these days?
phenomenal.
I'm not really a hunter.
No.
My son is. He's a big hunter.
Laundry room and pantry through there. Look at this. See, and we have the tray ceilings. I was telling him we should do this too.
Yeah.
But not anymore now that we're
Let me
leaving.
do it for you.
Later.
Yeah, let me do it for you. Just get this house.
That's a little tiny TV.
Yeah.
Oh, this is bigger than the bathroom we have.
I'm on
This is nice.
I help out with a nonprofit here in northern Colorado, and we take veterans hunting.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just as a kind of way to say thank you and help veterans connect and whatnot. So I think they took about 125 participants last year, and they do different things. They go snow skiing. We're going to go snow skiing for the first time this winter here. They went white rock water rafting a couple of times now. We're trying to get into that. And they do a lot of waterfowl hunting. Coyote hunting, turkey hunting, deer hunting. They took a guy who's a triple amputee elk hunting, and that was quite an experience.
Yeah.
All right, this is the third one that we've looked at, and I like it. I like the black countertops. Look, the sink is really deep. Big island. Look at all the cabinet space. That's one thing we don't have, is a lot of cabinet space. Okay, so small pantry. And then over here, big pantry. And then washer dryer. And a side door. Living room. This room, hey, this room is way bigger. This room's like almost the same size as our bedroom. And this is an extra bedroom. And then, is this a Jack and Jill bath? This is a big guest bedroom.
Is this the guest?
Oh, wait a minute. No, this must be the master. Okay. Okay, I'm confused.
Is there any way to put one of those shower towers in here?
Sure is. Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
We've got the built-in fireplace.
Yeah, I'm not part of the polar bear community.
Me either.
Are they about the same as at the house? About the same? This bathroom's about the same. The last one, the guest bath was bigger.
Yeah, that was a.
Okay, gotta go check out this one. aren't we?
Yeah, I'm just smoking.
Oh.
Want the key?
Okay, house number 4. Oh, let's go in here. All right, your closet's right here. His and hers closets. I got lots of barn doors, which I like them, but they're noisy when somebody's asleep. There's no carpet. That's excellent. Ooh. Oh, good. He likes his little potty closet. And look at this shower. Woo! Oh, so awesome. His and hers closets in there.
Yeah, pretty substantial, aren't they?
Yeah. Ooh, a walk-in pantry with a window. Dining room.
Nice pantry back here.
Slider.
And of course, it comes with all the kitchen appliances. Of course.
It was funny looking from the kitchen and seeing a toilet.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody put a cute little dog there. Okay, so this is the guest bath that opens to the laundry room. So, well, that's kind of unique.
Now that you say that, I'm going to make sure that door is always shut. Every time I come in here, I'm going to shut that door.
Because you do. You look from the kitchen and you see the toilet.
Yeah.
I like that there's no carpeting.
You got to go all the way in.
All the way in this?
Another surprise back here.
Oh! There's a Jack and Jill bathroom.
4 bedroom, 3 bath.
So is this going to be the most expensive of the homes?
$275 all in.
$275. Okay.
$275 all in. I had some folks place a house down in Clayton, New Mexico here last year.
Oh, that's a nice little armpit.
Yeah. He's a potato farmer. Actually, he lives about 3 miles south of here. And yeah, that's where the potato farm is.
All right. We looked at homes. Now it's time for some Mexican food. And my mom loved this place. This is the exact place we brought her from the airport when she got here. And after she had her stroke, the next day, I even have a video of it, she says, I want to go to Hacienda. And I said, Hacienda? She's like, yeah, Hacienda. So this is where she wanted to go. I kid you not. 15 minutes ago, I made my breakfast. 15 minutes ago, this was totally dry. Holy guacamole. Wow. Well, not anymore. Hi, guys. Say hi.
Hello.
So, you saw the videos before this. We're on our way to the airport. We're taking a little trip, hopefully, to go buy some property. Not going to tell you where yet. But, yeah, we're off to the airport. It is Thursday. What?
That road sign.
Oh. He'll tell me in a minute, I guess. Anyway, on the way to the airport. We'll see you there. Flying to, well, somewhere on a very small plane. This is a very small plane. That's the one across from us, but ours is the same. So, it's not a super popular place.
Welcome to your
See if you can guess. Oh, did she just say it? Okay, what is today? Friday? Friday morning. We are on our way to look at our first piece of property. And this is just a really pretty highway. So we thought we'd show you. Have you guessed yet? Have you guessed where we're at?
Don't say it.
I think they said it on the airplane when I did a video last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Here it is. This is what we came all this way to see. Okay. I found me something I'm real interested in. Ground's kind of soft though. I can imagine putting a house here and being able to look out over that pond. Look at these trees. I mean, look at these trees.
Probably going to have to go through something like a T-Mobile or Starlink, something like that to get it. Verizon may offer something out here, I don't know.
Yeah, we ran into the same thing, and then they finally got fiber optics out there.
Yeah.
We had to use that a little bit, and that was horrible.
Yeah. So in Arkansas, there's been a really big push about getting internet, fiber optic lines to rural Arkansas, and so they have been putting a lot out, but this would surprise me.
Well, hey guys, it looks like same view as yesterday, only now
We're in a different state.
we're in a different state. There's the wise guy.
Construction reported ahead.
Uh-oh, construction reported ahead. All right, so we're headed someplace that we're not going to tell you, but you're going to find out. And we're going to meet some people there that you've probably seen before. Uh-oh, now it looks like the state we're in. He's a big fan of it. And this red balloon came flying by. And he's like, I have to go get that, tie it to a gutter. If you don't know the movie It, you won't understand, but look at my husband and his red balloon. So we've looked at like 15 homes and I forgot to do video of anything.
Now we're going back to all 15.
We are. Look at that. I like the countertops. Oh. That's for your safe. Got a desk. Lauren, you like the desk? You like the sink? That's weird. I mean,
The thing is where do you put your shampoo and stuff?
you have to go in the shower to shampoo. This is just soaking.
That particular bathtub is made by Bristol Bay. God, this is Huge, massive.
It is. It's bigger than our.
Yeah. This is a 3-bed. 2-bath.
I love the desk.
I know.
Is that considered a cottage or a mini, and did we go in it?
We did go in that one. I didn't like it because it didn't have a cover on the back deck.
Well, remember, we can customize anything else.
That's true. That one was the very clinical one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is definitely a cottage. Yeah, I like this bar because then you could eat right here.
Put 2 and pick one over here.
See, this one seems cozier to me,
But still.
but still,
Yeah.
yeah, I like the cozier feel.
Yeah.
And Blake's tall, and it's still got a lot of room. What do you think, Blake?
What do I think?
Of this one?
My cabinet door's crooked.
So does this mean central air? Is that what this means?
That's just the furnace.
Oh, okay, well, heat, we got heat. Oh, this bedroom's really small, but then you got your back deck. And if it was covered,
I don't think I'd sit on that chair.
yeah, that one looks like somebody else has already sat on it. Oh, there you go.
Cute.
I will remember it. Well, you can speak.
Yeah, nothing good to say.
I got nothing good to say. That's a lot of cabinet space. That's more cabinet space than we have in our house. Did you see in here?
The pantry.
A full-on pantry. Washer, dryer. Look at this bathroom. More cabinets. And it has barn doors.
I would like this one. This one would be okay.
This one's my.
And it has a deck and it has that design I like on the front.
Uh-huh. And I can build
The deck.
a deck. Yeah, people will come from all around to sit on our big deck.
Oh, and there's a pantry. So there's my craft room. I think we did see this one. Look at this bathtub. And look at this shower. Look at this. This will be a great vacation home. Vacation home. Look at that. You know what? I would order this without the bathtub. What do you think?
Yeah. What would you put there?
Guess where we're going now? Buc-ee's. Everybody wants to be at Buc-ee's, it looks like.
It says yes.
Okay, inside the Buc-ee's. Holy guacamole. These look really delicious. I'm gonna go in the decor area. Okay, Lauren, what did you get?
Enchiladas poblanos.
Blake, what did you get?
Enchiladas.
I'm not doing a video of you, just your food.
Brisket enchiladas.
And honey? a burrito.
And
That's
the taco.
what he always gets. And I got chicken fried steak. Oh, well, can't see it anymore, said Texarkana. Says we're going to be crossing a state line. Yep. State Line Avenue. Uh-oh, you're going to figure it out here. You're going to figure it out. Toot, toot. There you go.
Little something, something.
And then, here we go. Crossing the state lines. Look how beautiful these trees are. And these trees are nothing compared to those trees on that property. I haven't even shown you what kind of car this gentleman decided to rent. Yeah, he was like, we rented like a mid-sized car, and then he goes up to the guy and he's like, you ain't got any Mustangs or anything, do you? And the guy goes, yeah, but it's $5 more a day. Like, he thought that was gonna price us out. We were both like, $5? Yeah, let's do it. So, we're in a Mustang. All right, well, if you haven't figured it out by now, we are back home.
For those customers connecting to another flight or wanting to access checked baggage, we transfer for you. If this is your final destination, you may pick up your checked baggage in the baggage claim area. Thank you for your
Hey guys! We thought we'd come and talk to you a little bit because obviously we have a lot of video to share with you. So a while back, she crashed the party. A while back, I mentioned that we'll eventually be moving. Shiva, go lay down.
Get down. I'm over here.
So eventually we would be moving. And so there's several reasons why. I mean, because we thought this would be our forever home. We both really did.
Right.
And,
right.
you know, although we both love the weather up here, we love the cold, we love the snow. Last year's 6-foot dump of snow made us realize that 5 or 10 years from now, it's just not going to be feasible for us to still be here. Even though we have the tractor.
Yeah, I'm kind of stubborn because honestly speaking, I feel like I can tackle anything until I can't.
So I've kind of had to talk him into the fact that this probably should not be our forever home. The other thing that we've been aware of for a little while, and that is that people that live at this elevation, which is 9,200 feet, now remember, at 11,000 feet, the trees don't grow there. So we're 1,800 feet below where trees don't grow. That it's very hard on your body to live at this altitude. It's very hard to sleep at this altitude, and we have both experienced sleeping issues, more so with Honey. I take, what are they? Is it THC?
Melatonin.
No, the gummies.
I don't know.
They're like, they have THC in them, but they're designed for keeping you asleep. And so I take that and sometimes melatonin. And Honey has some methods he uses, but he still has sleeping issues pretty dramatically. He late last year got notification that he did receive 100% VA disability. So, just things are changing in our life. And we thought how much better it would be to find a place that was not as cold and did not have a lot of snow. Someplace where I could grow a garden, because my mother was a gardener. She didn't grow vegetables or stuff like that, but she grew flowers and plants and things like that. And I'm really excited to grow a garden, like a vegetable garden. So we looked and looked and looked and looked and looked online.
And when you were done, we looked some more.
Yes, we looked a long time. And although we both love South Dakota and would have loved to have gone there, we probably would have ended up in the same situation we're in now, or similar. Whereas as we got older and it was harder to walk and get around, the snow would impede our way of life. So we found a beautiful piece of land. We found two. One of them was in Oklahoma, and it already had a steel building on it for honey. It had a pond, but the pond looked like it needed a lot of work. And it was only, was it 2 acres? Anyway, at first we kept gravitating to that one. And as we kept looking, we decided that Tornado Alley was just not where we wanted to be. So we found, and it's in the bottom, what is this, the west? Southwest. Yes. Well, look, WE. So this would be west. So southwest corner of Arkansas. And it's gorgeous and it's beautiful. And it's got pine trees. So we're already accustomed to pine trees. And it had oak trees.
Yeah.
And we found a beautiful piece of property that we could purchase now. And well, you guys know we used to have a camper, and we let a family member take over payments on that, and the family member has decided they don't want to keep it, so we're going to get it back, and it's going to go live in Arkansas on that property, and we're going to stay in that camper when we go to visit the property. And when Honey goes to build a fence or, whatever, because there's a lot of things that need to happen to it in the period of time it's going to take till we're ready to live there full time. So, we put in an offer on the property. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is the offer gets accepted. We've been told that one of the parties, there's 2 parties that own the property. One of the parties has accepted our offer, and we're waiting on the other party to also accept the offer. So once that happens, they said it could take up to 30 days, and we actually went and looked at some small homes. We looked at tiny homes and we looked at cottages, because I proposed to Honey what would be really nice is if we could put a tiny home or a cottage on the property now, so that when we go, we could use it as a vacation spot, and when we go to do work on the property, we have a nice place to stay. And then
give them a little tidbit of our little trip.
Hold on. Let me finish telling them this, okay. And then I will.
Okay.
And then when we actually move, we sell the house here in Colorado, and we move there and put a big house. That little house would become the guest house. So that's the proposition. So I don't know. I'm probably going to put this video after all the ones that of when we went, where we traveled.
Okay. We can give them a synopsis, though.
Yeah. So we found this beautiful piece of property. I didn't take any video of any other property we looked at because it was so bad, the other property we looked at, that I didn't have a desire to even pull out my camera. It was
It was really whenever you got to that point. We went to northern Arkansas, above Little Rock, by Conway, and by pictures and by Zillow and all that kind of stuff, they looked very inviting. When we went up there, and we're talking miles and miles and miles of driving, they all turned out to be just, if this was the Gong Show, that would have been the Gong.
it was like everything around the properties was junk hoarders and trash
And just people not taking care of their stuff, which I don't understand.
And when you're looking for property with no restrictions, you kind of take your chances on that. But the property that we fell in love with is at the end of the road. It's the last property on this road. So there will be no houses behind us, beside us. There will be nothing but us.
Mm-hmm.
So the property is a large rectangle, 2-acre piece of property. And the neighbors kind of off to the side have a large pond. So that'll be a nice view.
Mm-hmm.
It already seems like Honey has a lot in common with these people and that we'll be friends and that we can go fishing in their pond.
Yeah, I mean, we can hope. I mean, they race motocross, and I used to as well.
So that'll be
Yeah,
cool if
so-
we could make friends with them and go fishing in their pond. So yeah, a lot of things happened and we had a really good time. It was a whirlwind trip. We left Thursday night. I worked all day and then we left Thursday to the airport and we were there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and pretty much most of Monday.
Yeah, because our plane got delayed.
By 2.5 hours. So we are twiddling our thumbs there at the airport. But we think that especially for Honey's health, that getting off of this mountain is going to be very beneficial
Yeah, definitely paramount.
to his health, and I'm sure it will help my health as well. So we're really excited, and we're going to take you along the journey. We thought we picked out a house, but as we thought about it more, because it was a 2-bedroom, we were like, that's kind of overkill. We really don't need 2 bedrooms. We just need 1 for this guest cottage.
Yeah, for the guest one, yeah.
And then when it needs to be that the kids are coming, we'll just turn the living room into another bedroom. And, you know, one set of kids will stay in that room and another set of kids will stay in the actual bedroom. And, you know, if somebody wants to stay in the house, depending on how many kids are there at once, we'll figure it out, but we'll have room.
You don't want to talk about the experience? I mean, as far as...
Knock yourself out.
So we flew into Little Rock.
Mm-hmm.
We spent the night in Little Rock. From there, we went to Magnolia.
Which was about a little bit more than 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's about 2.5 hours.
South. Yeah.
Went through some very shady places. But it was still fun. Got to Magnolia. Absolutely wonderful.
Our realtor is phenomenal.
Yes.
Nicest man.
His name is Brent McHenry. I don't know if I can say that, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Well, sure.
Yeah, if you're ever looking for property in Magnolia, Arkansas, he's the man.
Yeah, he took us in his really nice truck, and we went out there, and, you know, we walked the property. And before we did that, he took us and drove us all around the whole town. And the town is bigger than I expected.
Mhm.
I don't know what to compare it to everybody. I mean, I know what we compared it to, but it was gosh, I didn't see the population. Did you see the population?
Well, it's fixed to be 5. I think it was 3 before. And then
Stop it. No, this is a college town. There is a college.
Yeah, AKU's right there.
Yeah, there's a college there in the community, and that is it agriculture college, did he say?
And nursing.
Very beautiful grounds and very well kept buildings, it looked like. And he took us to the richest people in Magnolia. He showed us their house, and it was just like, what is that? It looks like a castle.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, yeah, and then there's his brother's property, and we were driving a little further, and I was like, that must be his brother's place. And he's like, yep, that's it.
Well, they were all in oil and gas.
Uh-huh.
You know, so they had all that going on. It's just a southern feel.
Southern hospitality.
And it's just it's a heartland state. You know, it's just beautiful.
So after we got back to his office, Honey had seen some kind of something was going on a property that's right off that road that our property.
Oh yeah, the building. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he kept saying, "Gosh, I really need to know what's going on there before we, make an offer on this property."
Pull the trigger, right?
So he made a phone call. Apparently, he knows everybody in town. He made a phone call, reassured us what was going on there. Some guy was putting a storage for his heavy equipment for his company.
Like a temporary access.
Yeah. And that actually meant that the road would probably improve. It's not a horrible road. We drive on a dirt road. It was a gravel road.
Mm-hmm.
So it just meant that the road would probably get improved, which it's about 1/4 of a mile.
To our property.
Yeah, from the main highway to the end of the road. And there's probably like 3 or 4 houses on each side on the way down. But anyway, Honey goes, "Oh, I wish I knew what was going on there. Oh, somebody wants to play ball. We're gonna not play ball right now, okay? No ball." And Honey goes, "I saw a bunch of papers on the side of there was like a temporary little portable,
like a construction building.
like a construction building."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, let's go back and look at it." And it was 10 miles back, and then 10 miles to bring us back. And he goes, let's go look at it again. So we went back and
Brent McHenry was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very awesome.
And then we drove to Texarkana.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you're going to go through the recap, aren't you?
Well, you started already.
Okay.
So after we stayed the night in Texarkana, then we drove to Rockwell, Texas. And I have been watching videos from this guy called Mr. Tiny. And Mr. Tiny, Mr. Tiny Timmons.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And he does videos on tiny houses. He works at this tiny house sales place. And there goes Bill walking.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Bill's our neighbor. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Just don't talk politics with him. But we managed to get over that hump. We have a difference of opinion. Anyway, so where was I?
We went to Texas.
Oh, we went to Rockwell. And we looked at tiny homes. We met Mr. Tiny. I will link his channel in the description box down below if you're interested in looking at tiny homes. They also have cottages and full-size modulars and mobile homes.
Not modulars, no, manufactured.
They can order modulars, but only in Texas.
But only in Texas,
in Texas. So we spent a better part of the day doing that. And the kids met us there. Blake and Lauren met us and spent the day looking at houses with us. And helped us pick out the most expensive house that they would like for us to have. And, after we spent a few days and we pondered on it and stuff, we just decided a 2-bedroom that was kind of overkill for a guest house.
Yeah.
So we called and told them we prefer just like a 1-bedroom. So, then we went.
Oh,
I had a little bit too much to drink when we went to dinner.
I wasn't going to bring that up. I promise I was not, but it was funny as heck.
Yeah. So I had a top shelf mango margarita, and it was very delicious, but it was very potent. And when it was time to go, I looked at Alan and I was like, I'm scared. I didn't know how I was going to walk to the car. Anyway, I got to the car, and as he has reminded me many, many, many times since then, I slept for 100 miles.
Mm-hmm.
We said goodbye to the kids. I slept for 100 miles. I went back to Texarkana, and we stayed there. And then the next morning, we drove back to Little Rock, past Little Rock.
So we were
Hot
way
Springs.
past. Yeah.
To look at those other properties.
No,
and
Hot Springs is before Little Rock.
No, it's not.
Okay. You'll do the math. Leave your comments and tell me where Hot Springs is at as opposed to Little Rock.
Winner, chicken dinner. Trust me. So here's Little Rock. Here's Hot Springs.
And I say,
And we went like kind of.
I mean, she was right with that one. But here's Little Rock. Hot Springs is over here.
You were so wrong. I can't wait to show them when we get off this video. Okay, so anyway,
She was drunk and asleep.
I have looked at the map more times than you have. So anyway, when I told him the whole time, he's like, "Do you want to go look at these other properties?" And I was like, "Not really." Okay, I don't remember where we were at. He said, "Do you want to go look at these other properties?" What?
What's up with the red thing up there?
That's telling us how many seconds we're filming.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
So he's like, "Do you want to go look at these other properties?" I was like, "Not really." And he's like, "I think we should. We should go look at them so we don't leave anything on the table, so that we feel more comfortable with the property that we really love, blah, blah, blah."
Well, you go that far, you got to check out every option,
So
right?
we looked at 2 properties that day, and he's like, "This was a big waste of time, isn't it?"
No, ma'am. We looked at 3.
Okay, whatever. We looked at several, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "This is a big waste of time, isn't it?" I said,
and the realtor was an hour and a half late to meet with us.
Now, she did say it was because of church, but
which is fine.
it was 3:30 in the afternoon. Who goes to church till 3:30 in the
But
afternoon?
it was still fine, but at least give us an accurate ETA.
Anyway, that's what happened with that. So we drove back to Little Rock.
Oh, after the realtor showed up, then we drove another 45 minutes to find a piece of property that it backed up to railroad tracks. Well, who the heck wants that, right?
And it had garbage house and garbage house on the sides.
Yeah, and it was just like
With little kids
whatever.
running around in their diapers with no shoes on, and no. So
Why do you stop talking about me like that?
you were running around with no shoes and a diaper?
Pretty much.
No, he was not. Anyway, so we went back to Little Rock, to the hotel. We had some dinner. And then the next morning we got up, and I had scheduled us to leave on like a 4:30 flight, 4 o'clock, something like that.
Something like that.
And it turned out that our flight was delayed 2.5 hours. And I had scheduled us to leave late because I thought, well, maybe we have some other properties to look at in the morning. But we were so disgusted with the properties we had seen the day before, and we were so certain we wanted this place in Magnolia that, tell them what you call it.
Magnolia.
He keeps calling it Mongolia. Mongolia. I love him. Anyway.
Hard not to, really.
Okay. So anyway, that was our trip. We got back, and we were riding the shuttle back to where we parked the car. And there were some people there with a young, I don't know, 9-year-old.
Yeah.
She was a hoot.
Yeah, she was.
I had my Kiss tumbler, and I have a Kiss tumbler because my favorite employee gave it to me. So she goes, I have to ask you, who's on your cup? I looked at her dad. He kind of smiled and laughed, and I explained it was Kiss and who they were, and that someday she'd probably hear about them. But yeah, so I mean they had just been to Nassau and the Bahamas.
They've gone to several islands.
So
But
anyway,
I think Nassau was their last one.
yeah. And then some other people had been to the Bahamas, and we were like, yeah, we went to Arkansas to buy retirement land. So here's the thing. So yes, we just moved the shop. I have to be open in the new location for 3 months to prove that the numbers are going to be close to the same, if not better, than the old location before we can put it back on the market.
And everything is like clicking in that direction.
Everything's going really good. So once it goes back on the market, you know, it could sell as soon as right away to up to 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought if we bought the land, we put the small cottage on it, gives us a place to go and enjoy the property, and for us to go so we can do things around the property. He wants to build a fence. He wants to put a gate.
A culvert.
I have to put a culvert.
And that comes first.
And a metal building for his workshop. I will not have a workshop. I will have a little baby barn. Tell him what we're going to put in the baby barn.
Well, it all depends on what you want. I mean, she's been looking at many cows, many donkeys, many horses.
Yeah.
And we're talking little bitty.
Yeah.
And they're all cute as a button.
Oh my
gosh. I don't care.
Yeah. We saw the cows and he's like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. You can have 2 cows. And then I showed him miniature donkeys and he's like, oh my God, you can have donkeys. Which do you want, cows or donkeys? Then I showed him the baby horse, the miniature horses.
Oh, they're so cute. They just prance around. It's funny. They just kick back. It's just so cute.
So,
okay, I'm sorry.
He says no chickens because, you know, there are snakes in Arkansas and chickens attract snakes.
They're eggs.
They're eggs. Yeah. Okay. So anyway.
Well, any kind of small prey.
So that's how we're going to enjoy the property until such a time as we sell the house here in Colorado and we take our equity and we build ourselves a beautiful home on that same property. Mm-hmm. That's the plan. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, we're going to go and enjoy the property, whether it's with the camper for a little while or if it's the cottage. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
It's going to be fun regardless. It's, you know, coming up here to Evergreen and while the house was being built, we lived in the camper for a while.
About 8 weeks.
Yeah. And it gets a little tiresome, you know, from time to time, but you have to look at the bigger spread, you know, what's the end result of this, you know? Mm-hmm. And then it makes you remember those, and it makes you appreciate what you've got.
So we're hoping, best case scenario, that the land sale is complete by the end of April.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think it should be before that.
And then potentially the little house on it by the end of June so that we can spend 4th of July there.
Yeah.
That's if if everything aligns properly, because we have to get a septic. It does have city water and city
Electric.
has electricity on to the property. Okay, guys. I guess I don't know what else to say. We had to stop. I had to delete some videos. I had too much. I didn't have enough memory. But I guess basically we're on a big, giant, potentially long adventure, and we're going to take you along for the ride and let you know how things are going. We're waiting for the final word from the second party on the land, but we anticipate everything's going to go fine with that.
Well, it seems okay.
Seems like it's going to go okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's kind of crazy. You know, I've never been to the state of Arkansas in my life. I'm a veteran. I've been around the world twice, been to war once. And I've never seen anything quite that beautiful.
The trees were, I mean,
amazing.
You'd have to wrap your arms and you'd be lucky for them to touch around these huge monstrous trees.
Yeah.
Just the shading from those trees was beautiful. The way they had cleared the land.
Oh, just for the way that the highway is separated and there's nothing but trees on, it gives you a warmth almost.
I told Honey, I literally walked onto that property and it felt like home. And it reminded me so much of my grandparents' farm in East Texas. I think that's why it felt like home, because I became so close with my dad on those trips. He would take me fishing, he would take me horseback riding, and it was all that same type of landscape as is in Arkansas. East Texas versus Arkansas.
And I'll be honest with you, in 100 million years, I would have never dreamt that I would even consider moving to Arkansas.
And when we showed Blake the videos that I took, he was just like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe people think Arkansas is like just a bunch of swampland. I don't know.
Or swamp people, or a bunch of people making moonshine and running moonshine in 55 Chevys. I don't know.
I can't even tell you how nice everyone was.
Oh,
starting
wonderful.
with the realtor before we even got to Arkansas. He was phenomenal. His whole staff was so friendly.
Yeah, I was on the phone with him like numerous times before he even went there.
And then the first night we got there, there was a Waffle House across the street. And Honey was hungry, so we went over there to get him something. And
I won't do that again, by the way.
Anyway, there were several people because it was so late. They were only serving
outdoors
through the window.
Yeah,
through a window, and then we just took it back to our room. But even just random people that were just there to buy food were friendly and nice. So. Yeah, we felt really good about the atmosphere. We asked the realtor about the political climate. I'll just say we were real happy with what he had to say. It just, all in all, just seemed like that's where we are destined to go. So.
And the cool thing about Magnolia is it's just a tight community. The whole town is just like really tight. It's like if you didn't have a nickel to complete your exchange, at a Walmart, somebody would give you $1. It's just it's just Southern hospitality has
it's
not
a real
changed.
thing. It's a real
there.
thing. Yeah.
Yes, it is there.
So. Anyway, it's getting to be right at 7 o'clock, and I would like to spend some time watching a movie with my husband. I gotta throw him in the shower while I fix the dinner.
Will somebody please tell her not to throw me in there because it hurts.
So the dogs are all on board for this. They're all like, "Yep, we can't breathe very good up here either. We're down to go." So it's unanimous. all the Myers are on board.
Pick it up, moving out.
And our little cows are just waiting for us.
Yes, they are. No, your little cows.
My little cow. Yeah, that's right. I'm
Yeah, you know what's gonna be funny is the first time she has to put on rubber boots and go in there and clean out that stall. That's gonna be amazing.
I'm gonna make friends
No,
with the little
we-
kids who drive the racetrack
No,
over
wrong.
there.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll be like,
we need
I'd
to.
like to
we're gonna.
hire
That's
you.
gonna be the YouTube of the farm animals of how little Miss Rena over here
Hey.
handles that.
if I'm not going to work anymore and that is now my job, I am totally down. That my job will be to take care of these little animals.
Do you know what it's gonna be? Honey, I didn't have a chance to go out there today because my foot hurts.
I'm sure from time to time there may be a situation. Maybe.
Point. There
But
it is.
if you'd have heard him when I showed him those videos back there of the little cows, he was just like, "Oh my God, we have to have them."
Oh, they're amazing. They're beautiful. They're cute.
So
I love it.
anyway, we're gonna cut this off now.
And I'm gonna love it more when you pick up their dog or their poop.
Bye, guys.